Welcome back to Talkin' Shit, where we are talking all sorts of shit. Schitt's Creek, that is. I'm Jess Sterling, and today we are talking about Season 6, Episode 11, The Bachelor Party. And as always, I am joined by someone who loves a Tahitian dolphin cruise, Stuart. Stuart, how are you?
The specificity of a Tahitian dolphin cruise. Just dolphin cruise. Like, what? I mean, maybe if they got lucky, maybe there were dolphins in, like, actual Schitt's Creek. Maybe they could have cruised up the creek. I don't know. But Tahitian, I think that's a lot for them to have dived into, right? I can't.
Yeah.
Why is that? Why is that acceptable to, like, just say Tahitian? There's no way that's going to be. I'm sorry, I'm really ranting on it immediately, but that.
Where in Canada are you getting on a dolphin cruise? Also,
exactly. I was like, come on, buddy, come on, sort it out. But yeah,
and of course, we're not alone. We are joined by someone who's gone from here to there, Larrier. Todd the Librarian. How are you, Todd?
As stupid as this is, I'm now invested, so I guess I'm all in here. So.
Oh my gosh. I'm really excited to talk about this episode. Todd, tell us why you chose this episode. Was it the escape room of it all?
Ultimately, yes. I will say that it wasn't my first choice, but I got scooped by other people for my first and second choices. But yeah, when I was watching through, the escape room of all is a lot of fun. I haven't participated in a lot of escape rooms, but I have helped run a couple of like library themed escape rooms.
Oh, that's fun.
Ooh.
It's like, yeah. So at my university, our media library is really big into games. Like our media library has like a massive board game collection, our RPG game collection, video game collection, all sorts of games. And as part of their gaming stuff, for a few years, they would set up escape rooms during our freshman week where freshmen come on campus to go do stuff. It's kind of like a escape room that also teaches them how to use the library website and how to use column numbers and things like that. And they always want volunteers to help run the room. And they actually they got professional people to like build like a bookcase where if you put a book in a certain space, the magnets in it would open up a drawer, and if you arrange books in a certain way, it would open up a different drawer. They had like very cool stuff.
She is sophisticated.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so I got to be like the librarian in the room and trying to talk people through, hey, I know you're arranging those books, but you like put them closer to the edge of the shelf. We like it better that way, and things seem to work.
Did you
better
wear a cloak though? Did you wear a cloak?
Okay. Did not wear a cloak. I was dressed as a normal librarian, so I didn't get to sit there. I was a lot more helpful than that person was helpful.
You didn't just wag your finger at them?
Yeah.
You mean you served more than one function, which was to like signify the end of the whole room and just not to sit there in absolute silence. The most redundant role ever. Like the fact that someone is getting paid to do that job angers me a little bit. It's like, can you imagine describing your job? Yeah, I just sit in escape rooms all day and then just tell them at the end, well done. Darwin would be impressed, and then hand them their phones. It's outrageous.
Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah. I'm really excited to get into this episode because I think there's a lot to love about this one. Obviously, the escape room of it all, but of course, the voiceover work from Moira about Larrier, and then some progression from Alexis in terms of what she's going to do now that she's not going to the Galapagos. So let's do a quick little recap up at the top here before we dive into our episode. It's time for the most exciting event of the season, David and Patrick's bachelor party. But before we get into that, let's have some work done first. Alexis got Moira a gig doing voiceover work for Larrier, which turns out to be a big miss. And Moira wonders whether turning down the Sunset Bay reboot was a mistake. Alexis, meanwhile, is still getting over her breakup with Ted. And as her work isn't taking off, she wonders if not moving to the Galapagos was a mistake. Johnny is trying to set up a pitch meeting with his old assistant, Mike Morrison, but loses access to his cell phone at the escape room bachelor party Stevie set up at Patrick's request. Pretty much everyone except Patrick doesn't want to be at the escape room, but somehow Alexis is a whiz at it and easily helps them escape in probably about 8 minutes. Johnny gets an invite from Mike to formally pitch in New York City, and Alexis realizes that maybe she needs to move on from the small town of Schitt's Creek in order to properly invest in her career. And that was our episode, Stuart.
good episode, I thought. Maybe not the best of this season, but certainly a strong one. The whole idea of sticking the roses in the escape room, I think this like premise alone is hilarious because you know what kind of roles people are going to fall into. Like I'm not sure if you're like big on escape rooms, but everyone seems to almost like go into stereotypes of different puzzlers in a way. Like you get the people like Patrick who are like super enthused, like high energy. They're trying to like build up everyone's kind of like energy to theirs, and they go overboard. And then you've got the Moiras and the Johnnies who are just useless, sitting in the corner, and occasionally will throw out some wisdom if you're really lucky. So of course, like this was a perfect fit. Johnny though, Johnny was a lot for this one, and I'm sure we're going to get into it, but there's only so much endearing Johnny that I can take when he's being an absolute boomer. Like that was just so much. Yeah,
let's start with the Johnny stuff because I actually feel like Roland and Stevie were being a little hard on him in the scene where he's telling them he has contacted Mike. It seems like this is a great opportunity. Like, I feel like he's just looping them in as to like where they're at in the process. And sure, maybe maybe he should have waited until he actually got like a return call from Mike. But like, he's excited. And I feel the way I read this, Todd, is Johnny is excited. He can't tell his family because Moira would literally already start packing all of their belongings and act like they're moving to New York City. And like, he doesn't want to get them excited before, like put the cart before the horse sort of a situation. The only people he really can tell are Stevie and Roland. And he's excited and he wants to tell somebody. So that's how I read that. So maybe he's being a little presumptuous and like going ahead of himself a little bit, but I don't really blame him in that situation.
So here's the deal. I have no problem with him telling them because he's excited. I have a problem with him like summoning them immediately to the point where Roland is apparently eating lunch and has to leave his lunch behind.
He has a hot little BLT waiting for him.
Yeah. I mean, I'm totally on Roland's side. Like, if I'm like at lunch and I get a message from my boss saying, you need to come here immediately, I'm like, oh crap. And I get there and it's like, yeah, so something may happen or it may not. I'm like,
that's fair. Pack the BLT to go.
This literally could have been an email.
Yes, this is the definition of exactly that. And like you say, like, pack up the BLT and take it with you. No, don't interrupt your staff when they're on lunch, Johnny. That's absolute, just outrageous.
I guess. I mean, I get interrupted all the time when I'm English for work, but that does
not make it right.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, he did really summon them, I suppose. It wasn't like hey guys, I have good news while we're all here.
Yeah, exactly. If it had been that, I would have no problems with him like sharing and then them being like, nothing's really going on, you know, maybe be more down on them, but they're like, they have been summoned. And if you're being summoned, it needs something a little bit more concrete than, oh no, he hasn't even heard the pitch yet. He just might be willing to hear the pitch, but we don't have concrete confirmation that he will hear our pitch. It's not summoning level. It's sharing with them so we can get it out, but not summoning level.
Can we be down on Roland for like a hot second about the fact that he gets a call from someone he thinks is Ike Morrison, and he's waiting for a call from Mike Morrison? My guy, who lets Roland handle the phones? We need to stop. We need to stop this. No more with Roland on the phones, please God.
Agreed 1,000%. Like, as much as I'm on Roland's side doing the summoning thing, as soon as a phone call happens, like, okay, well, he's in, running for Disgruntled Pelican there, because that is just awful and dumb, just so dumb.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, Stuart. Come on.
What do you expect? It's Roland. Like, I don't want to like stump for Roland too much because he is like always going to be the worst person in the room in most scenarios. But Roland's meant to be maintenance. Like, he's the guy that changes the light bulbs. He's meant to be like the custodian of the place, right? He shouldn't be on phones. That's the Johnny and Stevie job. So like,
they really need to get another person. Jocelyn, she was looking for part-time. No, but she'd be like making out with Roland in the back or something.
Well, I don't think it's fulfilling enough for her either, really, is it? It's not like
I literally just felt myself get angry again. I could feel myself getting angry again over that. Oh, I need to calm down. Yeah, that's fair. We need to get someone else that is qualified to be on the phones, because Roland should literally never be allowed on the phones. Because then Johnny basically is playing phone tag with Mike Morrison. I feel like Johnny probably should have given Mike his cell phone to begin with rather than the motel line, but that's besides the point. Now Johnny, I love that Johnny wants to play by the rules. Like, as a fellow rule follower, I can appreciate that he is like, oh, I'm not supposed to have my cell phone. Sure, let me hand it over into the lockbox. Like, I could find myself being susceptible to that sort of pressure. But no one else handed in their cell phone. And so if you're going to be distracted by the fact that the phone isn't on you, just bring it. Just bring it into the room and then be like, I have to go to the bathroom. Let me out now or I'm going to pee in the corner. Like, I think you can find a way to get out of the room. I'm an old man. My bladder is weak. Like, you can find a way to exit the room if you need to, right?
Wow. Way to break the immersion of the whole situation of the escape room, Jess. Like, they are there working tirelessly for this. Like, when they walked into that room, I thought they had transported to the Galapagos, the amount of effort that was put into it. And you want to ruin that by Johnny faking, like, to need a pee and go outside? No,
because famously, the Galapagos have no bathrooms. You do not have bathrooms in the Galapagos anywhere.
Yeah.
Exactly. The piss in the ocean. No, I've never known an escape room to mandate that you have to hand in your phones. I think that's a bit wild. Like, ordinarily they might tell you not to take pictures or whatever, because
they'll tell you not to look up anything. But also like, how are you going to look up the solution? Like, generally speaking, like, escape rooms are pretty unique in that are you going to be able to Google the answer? Like, maybe like specific things you'd be able to Google, but so he hands his cell phone, and so then he hears it ringing. He's so distracted because he doesn't want to tell his family about what's going on. He doesn't want to get them excited before he has any kind of information. So he's really stuck in a tough place here. And like, I get it. I've never been in this specific situation Johnny's in, but I can imagine if you're like waiting for like a very important call on like a job interview or something, you don't want to miss that. Not that the person is going to be like, you missed my call once, never mind. But it's still something he's been like waiting on and, anxious about. So I could understand his like obsession with the cell phone in that moment. It's Johnny, so it's a little over the top, like anything to do with the roses, basically.
Yeah, I feel like I think everyone's had that anxiety over expecting a phone call. Like, I feel like if you've been in a situation, it's like your whole day gets derailed because you're just there, like almost watching your phone, being like, ring, get over and done with. I need my day back. Like, stop this. I can't do anything else but focus on this. So I get that. Just don't make it other people's problem, Johnny. Like, make it your problem. Like, stop sharing the load. Like, take that burden on. You're meant to be the boss here. Cut that shit out. It's just a lot. And I get that it is such a big deal, because if this does go through and they do get this influx of money and they get the whole like motel group thing up and running, then it's a huge win for them. They can make like a fair bit of money. Like, obviously it's a big thing for Stevie and Roland as well. Like Roland's got a hell of a lot riding on this, so it's a great thing to be able to deliver on. But again, I think there's a whole thing of, you don't want to like put the cart before the horse. You don't want to build up people's expectations just in case. But there seems to be a lot of emphasis on, a big influx of money, and almost like Moira treating it as if, this is our ticket out of here. Is that going to be the case though? Because like, they're not just going to give them millions and millions of dollars and then Johnny and Moira are then going to live like millionaires again. That's going into the business, right? Does Moira think that they can just run away with the money and not actually put it into the business?
I think Moira tends to jump ahead of things. Like, she sees like 10 steps into the future of like, no, of course they're going to invest this money in the business, but in her mind, they're going to franchise the motel and then they're going to make buttloads of money and then they'll be able to move wherever they want. I think she's just going way too many steps ahead rather than like, it's going to take time no matter what ends up happening. But I think she's just, overexcited as she usually is, Todd.
Yeah, I agree. She is like, even though she recently did the Schitt's Creek promotional thing, is kind of like accepted that the town isn't the worst thing in the world. She still wants out. Like, even like Patrick, like, don't worry, we're not stuck here forever. Like, oh, silly boy, whatever is there. She is wants out of this town so bad. She's like the only one of the Roses who is still dead set on getting out of this town and never looking back. The rest of them have found their places and have found a way to kind of make it work. Even though she's found her place, it's still always just been something else on the horizon. I cannot be stuck here for the rest of my life. As pleasant as some of this is not me. And so anytime she sees like the hint of something getting out of here, it's like, yes, this. And except of course for Sunrise Bay, but no, she asked that tennis bracelet just to ask for it.
Yeah. It unlike Alexis, who I feel like we almost have opposite journeys here with Alexis and Moira, where Alexis has gotten very comfortable in Schitt's Creek, and I think it pains her to think of leaving it. We know she was nervous to move to the Galapagos, not just because of like having to live a little bit more remotely, with a little less luxury, as funny as that sounds, considering where she lives now. And also just like homesickness, right? She'd miss her family. I do think it's scary to her to have to leave, but it seems like by the end of the episode, Stuart, that she really gets to a place of, what am I doing here? There's not much for me to do. Yes, I'm working for Moira and I'm getting her jobs, but she's the only one who seemingly would need me. And what kind of job can I get her? I'm getting her voiceover work for a local, airplane, a company. Like, it's not great for her.
No, it really isn't. And it's just the practicality of things that we've been talking about, I think, already, is that there's not that much opportunity here. I mean, it's a small town, and she articulates it perfectly. She's like, how many people here are going to need a publicist? One, her mother. Like, that's it. So this I think was an inevitability with the line of work that she's gone into. Had she gone into anything else, I don't think that she'd be facing this sort of dilemma. But I think that that's precisely why she's in this line of work, because it's who Alexis is. Like, Alexis is, I think, destined for bigger things. And it's not to really kind of like downplay the importance of Schitt's Creek, but it's just more that like Alexis has just a wider variety of interests in things. Like, she seems to absorb information, as was demonstrated with the escape room. Like, she seems to be much more capable than I think that she's even aware of. And I think she needs more stimuli and more kind of like challenges to really get the most out of life for her. So I think, as perhaps labored as the little metaphor was with the the desert lily was,
the succulent that she just killed.
I've never related more to a character in the moment than when
I almost did that as my intro for you, because it's just too accurate. Yeah.
Hey, look, I am pointing in the right direction. That one there, it's doing healthy. It's okay.
Yeah. What about the other cactus, the cacti behind you? What about
I mean, they're ceramics, so they'll be there forever. Although somehow I might be able to kill those. Who knows?
I will say that I think Alexis is missing her true calling, which is to be Moira's voice double, because that Moira impression on the Larry Air commercial just like top notch.
Laria. It's so funny to that.
She noped out of that completely so quickly. And I was like, no, I want more of it, please.
Yeah. It is so good. It's so funny. I love her little breakdown over the cactus. David being like, no, I definitely watched you kill it slowly. It has nothing to do with outgrowing its pot. It definitely didn't grow at all. I love her little journey this episode, where of course, they end up in a Galapagos themed escape room. She's freaking out. And I like David. It feels, again, very true to a sibling dynamic, where he's getting annoyed with her because like he's like, we don't have time to make this all about you. It's my bachelor party. Like, stop it. Get over yourself. Like, I told you to wear sensible heels. but he does like stop down multiple times this episode and be like, what were you going to do? Move to the Galapagos? No, like that's ridiculous. Stop it. It's not for you. He's really imparting some wisdom on her and like taking the time to hear her out in a way that I do think she needs this, right? Like the only person, Stuart, we've really seen her have these sorts of conversations. It's really only with David and sometimes Twyla. So she really did need someone else to like bounce things off of.
Yeah, and I think it's been a while since we really had a like David and Alexis heart-to-heart moment. Like they've had the infamous car journey conversations where like she revealed that she was in love with Ted and everything to do with like David breaking down their whole relationship and how he was the one that was worried for her when she was away being reckless and chaotic. So like this has been, I think, a bit of a long time coming because David's obviously been distracted with Patrick and everything that's going on in his life. And there's not really been a need for David to do this because she's been in a kind of stable relationship with Ted and Ted's been kind of like taking on that role. And I think that it's kind of a bit of Alexis needing not someone to fix her problems, but just someone to bounce off of. And I think David just reads the writing that's on the wall and says to her, like, no, you're going to follow a guy around for the rest of your life? Like, no, it's not what you are, and it's not who you are now. And so I think it was a good kind of moment for someone just to articulate, I think, what Alexis already knows. And for them to kind of have that another moment of, you know, getting the truth out there, I think was really kind of essential. And I love those moments when they do have them because it's kind of, it's so honest and authentic. So I think how siblings are, because it's like, oh, okay, we're going to have this conversation. Let's get it out there. And it's probably the most honest thing that is ever said. So yeah, I thought that was really kind of good. Just a long time coming. And I think maybe David should see the warning signs of Alexis is in sweatpants. Maybe have a conversation with her, right? It's not a go-to like outfit.
Yeah, and I think she really had turned inward and was looking at the things she had done as a sign that she was going backwards. But because the whole thing, like, used to, I would have like followed him, a guy all over the world, and why am I not doing that now? Am I so scared now? And David is able to give her the perspective, like, no, this is actually growth. This is growth. I have seen you grow, and able to put her on the right path where she's kind of just doubting herself and depressed because she broke up with a guy that she loved, and now starting to doubt, was it the right thing to do? And Dave was able to let her know that there's only space in this family for one unstable sibling, and he's had that title for a very long time, and that she should get her shit together.
I'd argue they shared the title for most of their lives, probably. The cactus will never not give me love fern vibes from How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. And I love... Okay, Stuart, tell me you've seen How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, because I will kill you.
I think I have. It's
Kate Hudson, Matthew McConaughey, Benny, Boo Boo Boo. You killed our love fern. It's dead. Oh my God. It's so good. I have most of that movie memorized. I've seen it way too many times. It is literally everything. Catherine Hahn is in it. She plays a BFF. She's incredible.
Yes, I remember that. Yes.
Exactly. Get it together, Stuart. My God. Anyway.
I feel like those films took Matthew McConaughey away from his true calling. It was pre-McConaughey-sance. It was post like Contact. Like, this was the dark ages of Matthew McConaughey's career.
How actually dare
money.
you?
Yeah, he made bank, but like it was just rom-com.
This is just
rom-com.
offensive right now because literally Benjamin Barry is his best role. I said it.
Out of
No.
here.
I won't.
You did say it. I can confirm you did say that. We have it on record that you said that thing, and I don't know if you can ever live down having actually
I don't
said
care.
that thing.
I'll say it. I'll
Jess
shout it.
Sterling, infamous, like high-level TV podcaster, reviewed hundreds of hours of Succession, like high-level HBO, like kind of reviewed of TV. You think that Matthew McConaughey's best role is How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days?
Yeah.
Not
Here's the thing.
True Detective, Interstellar, Contact.
To be
Dallas
fair,
Buyers Club.
I've seen that one. I've never seen Interstellar, and I've also never seen Contact. But here's the thing.
You've never seen Contact?
I don't even know what it's about. It sounds like something. Is there disease?
It's my favorite film. It's my favorite.
Is there disease?
Oh, really? Interesting.
I love Contact. It's such.
Okay, not to get on a whole side thing, and not to get on a side quest. But here's the thing. Yes, I've watched countless hours of Succession. Who knows how many times I've rewatched that show at this point. I've also podcasted about Dawson's Creek. So like, I'm multifaceted. Okay. Like you can like multiple level, highbrow, lowbrow. Like I like it all, baby. And the things that I like the most are the things that I'm nostalgic for. And generally, back when the world was still an okay, safe place to be, we had things like How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. And I had a DVD and I watched it over and over and over again. Mm-hmm. And I just can't think of Matthew McConaughey without also thinking of Kroll the Warrior King. Like it just is hand in hand. That's it.
Outrageous.
Well, here we are. What's Contact about? Did I watch it?
Maybe not your
What genre? What genre is it?
Full sci-fi, big theme sci-fi. Yeah. Carl Sagan.
Is it long?
Pretty long, yeah.
Is it over 2 hours?
Yeah, it's a
I don't think I'm watching this movie. Not for me. Listen, whatever happened to the 90-minute movie? Whatever happened to that,
They're all movies now. Horror movies are generally less than 90 minutes most of the time.
Todd, I understand why you love a horror movie. I recently watched A Quiet Place for the first time. It was like 90 minutes, and it was chef's kiss, beautiful. Loved every second of it.
Glad you enjoyed it. I mean, it was a movie I saw in the theater, and like the fun part was like people like
not
making noise
because they couldn't.
Yeah, like everyone, like the slight little noise ended, like someone
loud.
Like their straw squeaking, and everyone's like heads are turning around to like be quiet. It was like
I can't imagine trying to watch it in the theater. Now,
it was like
okay, Todd, your reaction. Did you not like that movie?
No, I love A Quiet Place.
Okay. Well, the way you said, I'm glad you liked it, was good. I was going to be like but I hated it. Like, that's what I thought was coming. Oh, good. Shoot. Okay. We're on the same page here. I'm feeling better now. There was one time where there's a lot of movies. I know we're taking a huge side quest, but it's important. Here's the thing. If you're going to have children in your film, don't have them do dumb things because I'm going to get mad at them. And I don't want to be mad at kids, but like you're kind of forcing my hand sometimes. There's some dumb kid moves in that movie that do truly irritate me. But in the entire time, Todd, what I was thinking the entire time I'm watching it, which is I would instantly be dead. Like the minute that monster shows up, I am toast. I am dead. If I'm not talking, I'm bumping into something. I'm dropping something. There's no way. If you haven't seen A Quiet Place, the premise is that there are monsters that hear sound. So you have to be insanely quiet. Like you can't even have conversations. I'm dead. I'm gone. Buried. Done. More so than even in a zombie apocalypse. If the monster can hear me, it's over for me.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I like the idea of let's have a film where like the monster is like something that's sound activated. We're gonna have a kid, and our solution: shove it in a box and make it quiet whenever it comes about. Like I'd be threatening the kids with that as punishment for the rest of their lives. I'm like, if you don't do your we'll
put you in the box.
In the box, you go, kid.
Yeah. The worst thing you could possibly do in a world where you can't make noise is get pregnant. Whose idea was that? How do you even, let's be real. Again, I'm not trying to give you any insight into my own life, but like, how are you conceiving the child? Like, how are you doing that? It's
just a really awkward, very quiet night together, right?
It's like very awkward, especially because think about it. The kids can't make any noise either. So they're hearing.
Unless they've got a box for that, like separate,
Go in the box. Yeah, it's mommy and daddy time. Be quiet in the box. Thank you. It's just unhinged. Anyway, it's a really good movie. Go check it out. If you like thrillers, because I'm not a big horror person specifically, but I do love a thriller. I apologize, Gooses.
Have you taken a sponsorship, Jess?
No, I just liked the movie. This is what happens, Stuart. You know better than anyone. When I like something, I will force every person in my general vicinity to watch that thing. So
yeah,
there you go. There's my. If I'm telling you it's good, that means it's actually good. Just saying.
Right. Okay. Fair play.
Yeah. You
like How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. So
it's a great movie. And it's honestly maybe my favorite rom-com of all time.
Wow. That's a bold claim. More than Harry Met Sally?
Yes, but that's only because if I had seen When Harry Met Sally when I was the same age that I watched How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, it might actually be at the tippity top, but the nostalgia factor bumps up How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
It gets formative points. Yeah, nostalgia and all that stuff.
Yeah,
it's grandfather.
I didn't see it till I was older for sure, and I've only seen it once, so I don't have the nostalgia associated. I thought it was like fine. It was fine. I'm also not a big rom-com person in general, so that also factors into it. I mean, I like a good rom-com, but for me, most of them aren't good. It's because they have so many of the tropes that just make me cringe. Like anytime there's like the misunderstanding break up, I hate it. Just communicate.
That's fair, Todd. That is fair. There's something about a rom-com is very comforting because you like know how it's going to end already. You're like, it's okay. I know it's going to end up being okay. So I don't need to be worried about them. You know, like they'll be fine. They'll figure it out. They got this. Anyway, back to Schitt's Creek. We took a very long diversion. Let's talk about the escape room itself, because nothing makes me happier than Patrick being happy. Like, he is so excited for the escape room. And not only is he so excited, but like, I love that we get to see Patrick's competitive spirit come out again, because it's a bit of me, you know, as the Brits say. I love it. I'm competitive. I love when he's like, the first number is 6, people. Let's go. Like, he has a notebook. He has a tiny notebook that he brought with him for this occasion. I love this. Stuart, I love that in his heart of hearts, he is like, I'm bringing my new family here and they're going to enjoy it, because there was just no chance they would all enjoy this. No chance.
The whole thing of this whole setup was just like, why? None of this screams good idea. Particularly just the fact that it was like a bachelor party with David's family. I found that to be the weirdest aspect of this. I was like, where's Twyla? Where's like everyone, like anyone that isn't their family invited to this like kind of like celebration, I guess.
Did you forget that he didn't even want to invite Twyla to his wedding? Because I don't think Twyla would be invited to the bachelor party.
Which again is outrageous. Like, Twyla's lovely. Why? Anyway, but it wasn't until like Patrick did the whole, this is a Brewer family tradition. They obviously can't be here for like this one, so I want to extend this tradition with you all. I was like, my little heart. Just in that moment, I was like, that's adorable and just the most lovely gesture, but also a great way to like get bonus points for like not being judged for being super uber competitive, of which he absolutely is. And yeah, definitely didn't display or exhibit traits that I tend to exhibit when it comes to an escape room, because I get so competitive. I'm like, we're going to smash this. My first words after any escape room is, how do we do against the average? Like, what's the
you're that guy. Are you like the quarterback? Are you like the one who's like directing people on like what to do? You know,
I'm the one pre-room briefing people and saying, look, okay, the key to this is communication. The worst thing that we can do is people getting information and not sharing it. Put everything that we find in one location, have it all there. We all work for the same thing. And everyone's like, all right, sure. Like, I don't care as much as you do. And I'm like, get it together. And then I'm also a bit like David. Like, when David unlocks the thing and then like gets the clue, he's like, oh my God. That was me. Like, definitely. I'm just so happy whenever I solve anything. I'm like, I feel so smart. Ridiculous.
Todd, what role do you take in escape rooms?
Well, I've only participated in one as just like a participant, and it was a big group of people, and it was very fractured because people were each going to their own little things, and they were not sharing information well, or they were not listening, because I know there's at least one puzzle that I had to keep telling people, no, someone's already gotten that part. Stop with that part. Someone's already got the thing out of there. Look for something else. Like, we keep seeing people over there playing with something, like, well, it's gotta be something else here. Like, no, there's something else somewhere else. You gotta find something somewhere else. So I was trying to keep people on track, but I was also trying to solve things. It was a mess. We got out of there, but it was chaos, and I don't do well with the chaos. So but it was also my first time ever doing an escape room, so I didn't have like Stuart's mindset of here's how to do it. And if I did it again, I would probably be trying to shepherd people, because I have fallen into that role a lot in my life of trying to keep things on track. I try so hard not to play D&D characters that put everything on track, but I keep finding myself doing that in so many of my games.
Yeah.
Which I currently am in a game where I am playing a character who is complete chaos, and it is great because I am not even remotely trying to do that. But I had to like build a character. No, this character is like negatives in everything, in wisdom and charisma. He just like is not going to get it, and he is not going to do what you want him to do, and it is so freeing. But for the most part, I find myself like my longest played character, who you both played with, my Bard Weird, was originally going to be like a kind of chaotic character, but then I just found myself like in that game just kind of he's everybody's friend, and he cares about people, and he's like always trying to do the right thing. I'm like, this is not how I designed him, but that's how it kind of happened, because I just kind of fell into that role. So I would probably do that in the escape room as well. It'd be the person trying to make sure people are on track, but probably not doing a very good job of it because I get so stressed out in the chaos of it all.
Yeah.
It certainly heightens, I think, people's like who they are really, and like gets those like fundamentals like to kind of come to the surface, much like kind of D&D characters, unless, like you say, with D&D characters you really are like, no, I'm playing this role and I'm going to like change this fundamental aspect of my personality and do it that way. I had an escape room recently where we because we did it as a work thing, so we had 3 escape rooms going at the same time. We were all in different groups, and we tried to mix it up so we weren't with like team members that we knew, kind of thing. Bit awkward at the start, but what made it even more awkward was that it was a time machine one, and part of it involved us going into the time machine, and the time machine would spin around, and basically we just went into a shed that was on like a little spinner thing, and quite clearly hear the person like facilitating it just outside, just shifting this shed around, and we were just like, as the lights kind of flashed, we were like, ooh, we're going to Paris in the 30s. That's so stupid. But yeah, it's really fun. I love just the absurdity of escape rooms sometimes. It's like, if you buy into the premise, just like D&D, if you buy into what's set up and thrown at you, you can have a load of fun with it. But yeah, it does. I mean, just like with D&D, it brings out things so that you've got to deal with the social aspect of people at a table, and people, when it comes to games, act quite differently. I'm surprised, though, that David, in this whole situation, didn't have much of a bite initially because of, obviously, his enthusiasm for board game night. I was like, 2 of those are very similarly coded. And then when David was getting into it by the end, it was really kind of competitive. I was like, there's the David we know and love. Like, that's definitely, you can't hide it. Like, it's always there.
And it tracks that Stevie would get into it as well, I think, right? When they get the like flashlight that has the codex thing on it, like she's starting to get into it as well. I like that the person who's not really invested in Alexis is the one who's actually best suited for it, because she has all this random knowledge that because of, she's very well traveled. She's had a lot of strange, varied experiences in her life, and it really helps out. I just love that she is the one. And I like that also Patrick seems a little bothered at how quickly she gets everything. Like, when they actually get out, he's like annoyed that it's like, it's supposed to be an hour. Like, that's how long they have to escape. And they're done in like less than 10 minutes because Stevie picked the easiest option for all of them to do, which is the smart choice, right? For like a group that has never done an escape room together before. But it's so funny because I think I'd be like Patrick too, where I'd be a little annoyed if someone who's never done an escape room just comes in. It's like the person who doesn't study for the test but gets like 100. Like, it's just like, I hate you. Like, you're annoying. Stop. I would be irritated too, honestly. I wouldn't be happy that she got us out of there early. I'd be like, great, I did nothing. I contributed absolutely nothing. I would not be. I don't work well in groups.
Wow.
Yeah, getting that sense. I'm getting that sense a little bit.
I hate group projects because not only do I want to do the work and not have to rely on other people, but I want the credit for the work. And you can't get the credit for the work if you're in a group it's like, oh, joint credit. Like, oh, great.
Yeah. Worst part of group projects is when other people get credit for your work and you just have to bite your tongue and just deal with it. And you're like, yes, the group did well. Thank you. It's like,
I hate
no.
group projects so much. I can riff with people, and like that's why I like D&D. It's like a social game that is different because you're with people who are also bought in and also participating. It's when you're with the people who aren't bought in and like aren't helping that I just like every vein in my body just like pops out with rage. Like especially because I'm someone who needs to succeed. Like I'm like, driven to succeed. And if you were going to jeopardize my grade, I had like a really bad experience in college with a group project that scarred me for life.
I have some trauma for an honor sociology class in college where the group just argued over like one phrase in the introduction of our thing, and it just like one of my best friends and then this girl that I really couldn't stand, and they're just both like arguing. I'm like, I sort of go, buddy, just let her have the point. We need to move on. We can't. But they hated each other too, and it was just like this, like just sitting there going, please make it stop. Please just make it stop. Yeah, group projects, no fun.
It's funny that you mentioned earlier Paris from Gilmore Girls, because I'm like doing a watch of it for the first time, and I got to the one where they're doing like debate prep, and it's the one where Rory like joins the coven, as I'm calling them, of just the three of them. You need a Paris. You need a Paris to be like, no, we're doing this. I'm leading. Follow my North Star, and I will guide you to the promised land. Like you have to have that controlling Type A personality to get you over the line. Otherwise, you're going to get distracted by the other two, whose names I'm forgetting right now in this moment, who are just going to talk about boys and like lead you astray and eat all the pizza and stuff. It's like, no, you have to have that. Otherwise, I mean, nothing's going to get done. You're going to get like wrapped up in arguments left and right. You got to have an assertive personality that's going to be like, no, we're doing it this way. Shut up.
Yeah, but I think my favorite of all the things that Alexis does whenever she's like on a roll is like, you need to find something Egyptian like Rami Malek or pyramids.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. And they do end up escaping, and Johnny has to tell them all about the Mike Morrison thing because he's waiting on so many voicemails and on and on and on. And everyone is very excited for him, which is really lovely. And then we do get the Alexis and David like at the bar kind of having a little chit chat about her wanting to maybe move on from things. I really like this episode. I think it's really fun. Yeah, I wish they spent more time in the escape room. Obviously, of course. Yeah. Like, who wouldn't wish that? We have 20 something minutes. Like, there's not a ton of time, right? Like, I don't know, Todd. I can think of an episode. Like, let's pretend this was an episode of Community. We would have spent the entire episode in the escape room. Like, it would have been so intensely escape room themed. This isn't the show Community. That's like not really what they're doing. So I can't really begrudge them for the fact that we only spent like less than half the episode in the actual escape room.
Yeah, I would have loved more of the escape room, but at least it's not Cobra Kai, which sets up an escape room in one episode and then it never actually happens because, of course, a fight breaks out because it's Cobra Kai and fights always break out. But I was so excited, like all the teases of this escape room that Johnny was setting up, and I was just cracking up at the thought of like his son and his surrogate son basically like having to work together in this escape room, and of course it never happens. And it's one of my favorite episodes of the series, but also I will never forgive them for not doing the escape room. It's like this very weird feeling to have about that. But at least we got the escape room. At least we got to see them in the escape room and see Alexis blossoming and everything. So it's good. It's fun. I would have liked a little bit more, but take what you can get sometimes.
Yeah, I wonder if the whole episode was in the escape room, would it be not like high concept, but would it just be a massive departure for what Schitt's Creek is? Because ordinarily we do have like the ABC plots, and we do jump between them in different locations. Whereas this would kind of force 3 maybe concurrent plots to happen within just one room. And I think it would be totally doable. Like imagine if Johnny sets up, I'm waiting on the call, they go into the escape room, and it's almost like a Faraday cage and he can't get signal, and he's like there, phone in the top corner of the room trying to get signal, and at the end the call gets through and like they get the confirmation. Like that could totally be achieved. I think you could have like David Alexis moment kind of happen as well. Also, like just for anything, like have Roland turn up just at the last minute and inadvertently get locked in with them. I think that actually would have been hilarious as well. Because like, imagine being trapped in a room with Roland. Like, that would get Moira to want to participate to get out, right? Like, I think that could certainly
get everyone to band together to get out. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like there was like a bit more juice that could have been squeezed from this concept, but still, I feel like, I mean, it's plenty juicy. Like, there was some good stuff that we got out of it. So I'm not angry, but I just think like, maybe there was a smidge more potential to the whole concept.
Yeah. And I shout out to the t-shirts, the I'm with stupid and I'm stupid. Just incredible. I love that they actually did wear them to the escape room, and I love David's little tiara that says bride to be. I loved it. I am infamously I hate a matching shirt situation. Like, don't make me match with other people, please. I don't want to. I simply never want to. I feel like this is the exception to that rule. Is if it's funny, maybe it's allowed, especially if it's only two people. We don't need more than two people matching, like it's enough of that.
Yeah. We have a real thing of like with stag do's or bachelor parties where like t-shirts will get printed for the whole group, and it'll have like nicknames and things like that. And ordinarily they're like kind of disgusting or something.
What
like
do you
that.
mean?
So,
like disgusting? Like
they can have like
with
really
wieners on them.
No, not just walking around with a dick on your shirt.
I mean, things of the bachelorette party, like toys.
There are dick everything. You could buy dick lollipops. You could buy dick cakes. Like, there's no shortage of like things you could buy that have phallic.
Paraphernalia,
Yes. So what do you mean? I need more of a description than disgusting.
Well, I know it's like in the UK we've got this like lad culture of like, guys go out and play football,
lads,
and like it's all
lads.
it's that kind of like machismo banter, as they call it, where basically they are horrible to each other, but it's all a joke, you can't take a joke.
Yeah,
that kind of thing. And so
that's like the thing where you like punch each other in the nuts for like no reason. Why is that a thing?
I've never understood that.
I would literally never go up to a woman and punch her in the boob. I just wouldn't do it. Can you imagine?
That's
why?
Bam.
Why would you do
that? How goes it, fellow lady? Bam. No. Outrageous.
Yeah. I just can't. I can't do matching clothes. I don't want to. I don't get it. Why are we matching? Why do we have to? Why can't we just wear our own clothes?
Everything's themed.
Too many things are themed. Why are we theming everything? The theme is getting married. That's what the theme is. Anyway.
Why did getting married become something beyond one day? Like, come on, you're already asking for that amount of my time. Cut it out. Yeah. Such Scrooges when it comes to weddings.
I don't care. Anyway. Okay. Anything else before we get into some feedback and so on with the episode? Did we miss anything?
The only other thing I want to talk about is like at the very beginning, whenever Moira is telling her story about turning down Sunrise Bay to Ronnie and Twyla. That's a really fun conversation. My favorite part of it is Twyla, I feel like I'm waiting on a famous person, Mrs. Rose. Like, you're not waiting on a famous person. She's already arrived. and Ronnie laughs on the way out, which I really like that little bit of like Ronnie thinking it's funny.
Yes.
I just love that whole interaction between them.
It's so good.
Ronnie really dug that. It's so good.
Yeah. Okay, let's get into our feedback because, as promised, we said every time now, if someone sends in a 5-star review, we will read it aloud on the podcast, which means you could do anything you want. You can send in, you could say whatever, and we have to legally, contractually, we are obligated.
Legally. Yeah.
You can sue me. Exactly. You can't sue me, though. So I'm going to read the 5-star review that we got from our friend Josiah, aka the Shit Crack Bandit, is what he has submitted this review as.
I'm so scared.
You really should be. Literally everybody should be scared right now. Okay. And I'll have you know, I've read this like at least 4 times, and I've tried to at least somewhat practice in my head, but I still am going to apologize in advance. Okay. Are you ready? Let's review it. I'll read what you write me if you give me 5 stars. I like waterboarding when I bob jog far. I'm a hungry hippo, so eat glass, Stuart. I'm a little bit thirsty when I see a blue shirt. I'm talking shit. I'm talking shit. Ta, talking all sorts of shit. Ta, talking all sorts of shit. Talking all sorts of shit.
And I meant to interrupt at this point. All right, that's enough of that. Yeah, we'll get back
You're welcome, everybody.
Yeah.
You're welcome, everybody. Thank you so much, Josiah. That was a joy to read.
Hinged.
Yeah, the amount of references.
I would expect nothing less from Josiah.
Anybody who knows Josiah knows that he loves to write parodies. He is like prolific in that way. So incredible work. I love that I got to tell Stuart to eat glass in the middle of the song as well.
Yeah, thanks for that. Yeah, I appreciate that.
Incredible.
We got too many references. Bob jogging, waterboarding, hungry hippos, blue shirt thirst. Yeah.
I'm thirsty for blue.
I will never not be thirsty for Patrick, okay? It is in my DNA. So yeah, there's still time, people. If you want to write a 5-star review, contractually, legally, I am obligated to read it on the podcast. So,
and you only have a few episodes left.
Oh, don't even remind me. I'm not ready. Okay, let's get into our ratings here because, as usual, we have to give out some points for Simply the Best and Disgruntled Pelican. Todd, why don't you start us off? Who is simply the best this episode? Who you got for some contenders?
I love Patrick in this episode. His excitement and everything is a lot of fun, but I've got to give it to Alexis. I got to give it to Alexis because she, even though she started out in the dumps, she blossomed in the escape room. She took David's advice and kind of internalized it and really realized what was really bothering her, which is the fact that she needs to grow and she can't grow here. And now she sees that she needs to do something else with her life. I love all of that with her. So she is simply the best.
Okay. Stuart, what do you think? Alexis was definitely up there for me as one of my options.
Yeah, and it's really bad because like I play a bit almost like a bit of politics with this because I'm like, oh, okay, Alexis has been given the point. Does that mean I can like throw it on to someone else who I feel is also deserving? But no, I think I agree with Todd. I think Alexis kind of deserves it this week. I think that had a great moment of like growth. I think this is a significant moment for her. Obviously, I'm sad because it does mean that we're likely to see a departing Alexis, but I mean, we've only got 3 episodes left, so I mean, I doubt we're not going to have her for the next 3. Okay, there was no like gimmies on the faces of there of like whether or not that's the case or not. So I feel okay. Yeah.
Yeah, Alexis was definitely up there as an option for me. She shows a lot of growth this episode, and she's obviously incredible at the escape room. But I do just really want to reward Patrick's enthusiasm. I feel like it's tough to be so enthusiastic in a room full of people who are just so apathetic. And he really just brings people together, and he's so sweet. Like, he knows this is probably not something the Roses are going to like, but he's like, my family can't be here. I wanted to start this with my new family. I think it's so just endearing and adorable. And so I'm going to give this point to Patrick. I feel like I haven't gotten to give him as many points this season, and he deserves a point for this episode. So that's where my point's going.
Yep. I'm never going to argue against a point for Patrick. So he's probably my favorite character on the show.
Yeah, because he's the best. Disgruntled Pelican. I don't know that there are a ton of options. Like, I feel like Roland, the Ike Morrison thing is just ridiculously bad. One could argue Johnny for like the phone obsession and the calling the meeting when it's unnecessary.
Someone will. I think someone will.
Thank you.
I think the problem. You said it, Todd. The will is the problem, and I will not be doing that. I will simply not be doing that. I have to live here.
Yeah, it'll be a real mayor if you had to.
Yes,
Todd.
would be a real mayor. Real mayor. So the thing is, I'm gonna go with Roland. I just think like the Ike bro, Ike Morrison and Mike Moore. Are you kidding me? Like, stop it. Stop. And I am David's godfather. You're not. Stop it now.
He wants to be.
I just don't know that there's anybody else who is bad enough to warrant a point besides Roland. So that's where I'm going. Stuart, what say you?
Well, thankfully for our listeners, my podcasting integrity is intact and not going to be swayed by the influence of a non-existent husband off into the wings who might throw things at me if I select Johnny. I'm going Johnny. I'm sorry. I mean, like, for one thing, the enthusiasm, the hype, I totally understand it, and he is definitely sweet. Moira, I feel, could have earned this because of like the non-involvement in the escape room. Like, that personally offended me. But I mean, it's Moira. Like, you can absolutely get that. But then he has the voicemails. He doesn't know how to put them on speaker when there's a button that says speaker that's right there.
You get so mad about the boomer stuff.
It angers me. And then he proceeds to play 2 voicemails from 2 other people that go and hurt Patrick's feelings when that was totally unnecessary. How about you go and select the number that you don't recognize there, Johnny? Maybe not the contacts that are listed as your wife and your son, both articulating that they want to be there for the bachelor party. Unbelievable. Johnny absolutely deserves it this week, and I will die on a hill if Will shouts at me.
Stuart, bold of you to assume that Johnny knows how to enter in the names for his contacts in his phone so that he knew who those numbers were.
He probably does remember the numbers, right? He's like, oh yeah, it's that.
God. So mean. What about you, Todd? Who are you giving your disgruntled pelican point to?
Man, this is a rough one. Do I want to troll Will, or do I want to give it to the person who actively made me go, that is so dumb? I'm really tempted to troll Will, but I'm not going to, because the Ike Mike thing of it all is just too much for me. It's just so dumb. I mean, I hear you, Stuart. Johnny actually is like in the running for me. Johnny annoyed me a lot this episode, but that Ike Mike of it all is just, sometimes they make Roland too dumb for me,
Yeah.
And I feel like this is an example of Roland being too dumb. Roland being dumb is fine, but Roland does have flashes. Like, there are things that he actually, like, he's quick-witted on certain things, but to think that Ike Morrison and Mike Morrison are 2 different people and not make the connection is just beyond the pale for me. So it has to be Roland.
Yes, solid choice. Solid choice. Okay. Listen, Stuart, I feel like the show heard us and they were like, not enough wigs? We'll give you multiple per episode towards the end. So we have 2 wigs to discuss today. The first one, it's giving Beetlejuice vibes, probably because of the lime green outfit that she's wearing. We have like a
possibly
silvery...
the Catherine O'Hara of it all.
I'm not dating that with a response.
Sorry.
So we have a like shoulder length, straight kind of gray silver with like a long swoopy side bang. What do you think of this, Stuart?
I mean, a very resplendent, very business looking, confident wig. I feel like this is absolutely a reflection of someone that turned down a huge contract of money, one where she was demanding $100,000 more than a co-star, which means it's probably in like this, I mean, definitely 6 figures, maybe 7-figure like contract that she's turned down. That's wild. And paired with an outfit that blended into the gloves, which I thought was fantastic. Like, a good choice.
Yeah, Todd, what do you think?
Yeah, it's I like the swooping over the eye. I think that feels very, old school Hollywood, Veronica Lake type thing. So I really like that look.
Yeah, it's a good one. And then our second look, we have I don't know how to describe this. It's like ramen noodles, kind of like
Justin Timberlake grew it out in the early days.
Yeah.
Yes, with
It's like
bangs.
frazzled is the word that just comes to mind when I look at it. Just frazzled.
Yes, yeah. I love it. I do think it's a vibe, and I also love it paired with this like leather and lace doily kind of look that she has going on for the escape room.
Mhm.
I feel like it fits the vibe of an escape room well. It does. For
I'm
Moira?
thinking it looks super absorbent and would look great on the end of a mop. Like
I know.
Listen,
I think I agree with Jess that it feels fitting for Moira in an escape room.
That's what I'm saying. Not
Moira is
anybody.
frazzled in the escape
Yeah,
room.
yeah,
So this is like
Yes.
how she feels at the thought of having to do an escape room. I think it was probably a better wig beforehand, and then she heard she's doing an escape room, and the wig instantly transformed into this just from her vibes alone.
And the outfit, I mean, appropriate that she's dressed as a doily because she will just be sat there in the corner doing nothing.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, I feel like this is the vibe of a person who doesn't know. I also, one of the other funny running gags from this episode is just everyone thinking they're gonna go watch Panic Room. And Moira not wanting to because it'll ruin her experience that she had with, I'm pretty sure she says Joe Foster because she can't like she has to shorten Jody. Like we can't.
Well,
I call her Joe.
They're friends. Yeah, she had
know.
a private viewing of it. Yeah.
So ridiculous. So yeah, those are Moira's wigs. I love that we're getting multiple wigs an episode now. It's just incredible. But it's time to tier rank our episode. As usual, we have 5 tiers: hot shit, full bouquet, love the journey for me, Ew David, and shit out of luck. Stuart, what are you thinking for this one?
So yeah, I think that there was a lot of good like laughs in this, bit of character progression. But I do kind of think that there was possibly more juice to it that we could have got. So I'm thinking top end of full bouquet.
Okay.
Perhaps. But I mean, I'm open to being swayed.
Yeah, Todd, are you going to sway Stuart in either direction, or are you in agreement?
I think that fits. I think that's probably around where I would place it.
Yeah, I do think I would like to see some differentiation between the top 4 of Sunrise Sunset, The Premiere, The Wingman, and Moira Rose. I don't think it's quite that caliber. The Presidential Suite has the Ted and Alexis stuff, but I just think this is like a bit funnier, and we have plot progression kind of all in one, because both the escape room and the Moira storyline are really, really funny. So I think I would put the Bachelor Party just a tiny sliver ahead of the Presidential Suite, but still in full bouquet.
Yeah. I think
I like where we're at with this season. We're looking good here.
Yeah, it's like, for considering that we started with a lot of them in Love That Journey for me, I was like, oh, getting worried. But the trajectory is continuing. Season by season, they get better as they go along.
Yeah, I'll say that whenever I started my season-long binge to try to figure out what episode I might want to come on for, I was a little nervous for how Stuart was going to react to the season, because initially I was like, well, we've been hyping up it gets better every season. I remember it getting better every season, but I'm not sure if it's really getting better every season. But I think like the end game of the season is so good, it kind of retroactively makes everyone think, the season as a whole is like better just because it really sticks the landing, I think. So
the series finale of this show is an all-timer in terms of series finales of any show, and I think that really like brings the season up in people's estimation.
Yeah, and much like beloved rom-com How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, it has a bit of a nostalgia kick, I'm sure.
Really upset with you. It's such a good movie, okay? It's so good. It's so good. I can't.
So when are you going to host a watch along in the Discord?
I will, because it's such a good movie. And you know what? Let me even look. How long is it? How long is How to Lose a Guy?
Please be like 3 hours. So
it's an hour 50. Yeah. It's an hour 50. A reasonable
20 minutes over the limit.
The limit is not an hour and a half. The limit is 2 hours. That is the limit. That is like the cap of like, let's not go longer than that. Why do we need to? We don't. You can make cuts. You can. Anyway.
Wow.
Anyway, that's our episode. Those are our ratings. Stuart, would you like to hear what the next episode is titled?
It'd be awful if I said no. Yeah.
The next episode, season 6, episode 12, the anti-penultimate episode of the series, is titled The Pitch.
We going to New York, baby.
How do you know they're not playing baseball? You don't know.
Huh?
The Pitch.
If they're playing baseball again, I'm gonna be furious.
Well, you know who's coming onto the podcast, though?
Oh no, it's Will, isn't it? It could be baseball. He likes baseball.
He does indeed like baseball. And guess what? You're gonna reap what you frickin' sow for that negative point to Johnny next week. And I won't. I'm scot-free, baby.
It's gonna be a nightmare.
It's gonna be a nightmare. So that's next week, The Pitch. Really excited. We are getting down to it. We are just, I can't. We are staring down the barrel of being done with the show, and I want to die.
Wow. That's a lot. That's a lot of emotion, Jess. I don't know if I can take that on.
I know. It's a lot. It's how I feel. It's how I felt in real time. I'm really excited to talk about, because I have a terrible memory. And so I hardly ever remember, like, this was where I was when I watched this thing. Like, it takes a lot for me to remember specifically watching an episode of TV for the first time. There are very few things, like Succession is one, Lost is one, where I can remember like what I was doing, where I was, everything. Mm-hmm. The series finale of Schitt's Creek, I will forever remember exactly watching it, how I felt, where I was. So I'm really excited to dive into that, because it is, but I'm also sad, but I'm also excited. So there's a lot of feelings and emotions happening. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
Todd, thank you so much for coming on, as always.
Yeah.
We were so happy to have you here. You're our second to last guest on the podcast. So
wow.
I know. Feel honored, I guess. I don't know if that's a thing, but yeah, sure. What do you have going on? Where can people find you? What are you up to?
You can find me over on Whirlwind Podcasts, where I'm podcasting about Everwood Season 2 on One Indescribable podcast. On Tuning In, Tommy and I are making our way through Gravity Falls Season 2. Zed and I are making our way through Peacemaker Season 2. Lots of Season 2 coverage from me right now. But also, Previous Little Liars is back. We are right now posting our full episode watches of season 3 of Pretty Little Liars, but we'll soon be starting up our season 4 of Pretty Little Liars, only watching the previously ons, and I'm the only one that's actually seen the show, and the rest of them are trying to figure out what's going on from the previously ons. It's a lot of fun. It's horribly frustrating at times, but also a lot of fun. So that's the big stuff you can find me. You can also find me at Librarian Todd, because Todd Librarian has too many characters on most social media platforms. Or if you have thoughts about Whirlwind podcast@gmail.com, or Whirlwind Pods on most social media platforms.
Incredible. I'm still covering Buffy over on Schitt 90 Shows Taught Me. We're in season 5. Let's see what's going on over there. Sarah and I often are debating about whether Riley is boring or not. What else are we debating? I don't know, all kinds of stuff.
Little Sisters right now is a big topic of debate, how annoying siblings are.
It's not the younger siblings' fault that they were born second and get more attention from their parents. They were born into it, all right? They just want to be involved. They love their siblings. Sue them. That's all I have to say on that. Anyway, Stuart, do you have thoughts? Well, you're your older sibling. I don't want to know your thoughts.
Yeah, I'm biting my tongue completely.
Yeah, I don't want to know your thoughts. They're not useful to me.
Wow.
So that's that. That's what's going on with Buffy. Stuart, anything you want to talk about? Anything you want to tell the people about? Anything new?
Oh my god. So yeah, no podcasting about anything. So I'll give you a TV update as per usual. The Gilmore Girls first watch is going on. I think I'm on like early season 2.
How's Rory's love life going? Who are Rory and Lorelai dating currently?
Lorelai has just ditched Max.
Right, okay. Medina. Max Medina.
Yeah.
Rory and Dean are back together.
Okay.
And okay. All right.
Okay.
There's that, I guess. Yeah, so I'm like waiting for real things to like kick back off. But yeah, I'm on a bit of a pause because obviously Survivor started back up, and I'm like watching that. So yeah.
Yeah, Survivor has started back up. Thankfully, Big Brother is ending soon. Praise the freaking Lord. That is almost over. And Survivor is really kicking off. My winner pick, Steven. He's looking pretty good. He's pretty happy.
My winner pick that was selected by a dice roll hasn't had much TV time, so we'll see.
Who was your winner pick selected by a dice roll again? For the people,
Jason.
for the record? Jason, right? Jason, nerdy, Super Smash Bros. Player, Jason.
Oh
right?
yeah, nerdy Super Smash Bros. Player, and is on the most unbearable tribe ever with how positive and loud they are. And I'm just like, guys, tone it down.
Hina.
Cut that crap out.
I don't know how you can say. I apologize for anyone who doesn't care about Survivor. You can we'll be back next week. It's fine. You can leave. Here's the thing. Blue is way more annoying than yellow because they're at tribal council, all smiles, all cackling, all laughter. How dare this is serious business. How dare you?
Yeah. This is apparently everyone's dream to come on this show, and you get to tribal council, and you are literally 3 votes away from being kicked off of this thing forever and being a first boot, and you're laughing. Get out of here. Just not the energy. Take it seriously, people. I miss when Survivor was the be all and end all of people's existences. I wanted people to just go into despair if they get voted off. I want that kind of reaction. I want people to be sobbing when they leave. None of this oh, I've had a great time. Oh, isn't this wonderful? No, cut that crap out.
Love you guys. Hope you win.
Yeah.
No, I hope you burn in hell. Get out of here.
You've known these people for 2 days, and you're saying, I love you. I barely say that to my family. Cut that out.
Yeah, I'm with you, Stuart. Don't smile at tribal council. This is a sad affair. This is a travesty. You're voting someone out. Hina can be as happy as they want to be because they're fine. They're winning. They have supplies. They're winning immunities. Go off. Be your happy little selves. Blue, however, you need to be a little messier. Stop it. And also, can I just ask? We're getting on. I don't care. Who gets one nipple ring?
Podcast.
Who gets one nipple ring? Why? What is wrong with you? Why not get 2 if you're going to get 1? What is the point of a single nipple ring?
I can't answer that.
I don't have any thoughts about the number of nipple rings. I didn't think it was that unusual to just have one. It's fine. I mean, I'm more concerned about
it so many times.
Yeah. Do you feel like all nipples should be pierced if you?
No, I don't think. I really don't think you need to pierce your nipples at any point. But if you're gonna pierce one, pierce both of them. You're uneven.
David last season, he'd have had 4 piercings on his chest.
So many nipples. So many nipples. Yeah. If you're gonna pierce one, you have to pierce both because you're lopsided. He probably is bending to one side. It doesn't. What are you doing?
Asymmetry is a fashion choice, though. So
yeah. Also, Stuart, if you Stuart, if you had mud on your face, would you ask someone to spit water in your eyes?
No. Weirdest choice in the world, right? Oh, thank God for Mike Bloom asking the real questions in the exit interviews, I will say. Jeez.
Yeah. So yeah, that's all I really have to say about Survivor. I don't podcast about it, so I have thoughts.
Like we said, our podcast, we'll talk about what the hell we want.
Yeah, if you don't want to listen to it, get out of here. So sorry. That's the closest I'd probably ever be to being waterboarded, is if someone did spit in my face. Is it a hot take to say I'd rather someone spit water in my face than have mud in my eyes? I would. I'd rather someone spit in my face.
We need to end this podcast.
For good or just today?
Forget the last 3 episodes of the show.
Yeah, we're done. We're done. That was it. That was the moment.
We're out of here. Thank you all for listening. Oh my God, I already closed my document and I don't know what I have to say. Hold on a second. I have to open it back up. I shouldn't have. See, I shouldn't have closed it. I did it.
I cannot remember the outro. It's been 6 seasons and she still has to refer to the document. Every time we stop recording, she goes, I had to scroll down again. I forgot what the outro was. Every time.
You're lucky I remember the intro. I don't have that written down.
Jess, have you opened it up?
Yeah, I did. No, I did. I'm good.
Okay, I want you to scroll away and I want you to have a go at it without looking.
No, I don't want to. Why do I get to scroll away from it? Then I have to read it without looking at it.
2 words.
Okay, fine. Till next time, everyone. Warmest regards.
And best wishes.
So rude.